that Kareem's scoring record would be broken by anybody, but that says how special you are, man, and what you've done for the game of basketball worldwide. You've changed the game of basketball, and from the bottom of my heart, I just want to say thank you, but also it means even more to myself and to all fans because you're wearing that purple and gold and broke it as a Laker. So congratulations.
I don't know about you guys, but I almost shed a tear watching Bron break that scoring record. Love him or hate him, you'd have to be wild to deny the atmosphere and electricity that was in the building on Tuesday night. With 38-year-old LeBron James making history yet again February 7th, breaking Kareem's nearly 39-year-old scoring record that many thought would never be touched, including Magic Johnson, you'd think that it'd be a festive night and there would be nothing but positivity, but that wouldn't exactly be the case. NBA champion Anthony Davis looked as if something was bothering him that night, and as if he wanted to be any other place than where he actually was. I don't think that it's a coincidence that you could also feel his frustration in his post-game press conference.
In your opinion, what are the biggest things that need to change here over this final stretch for you guys to be the team that you want to be?
Win games. Simple.
When I envisioned LeBron James breaking the scoring record, I'm not really sure I envisioned Anthony Davis, but if I would've, I can guarantee that I would have envisioned him looking a lot more happy. Guys, here's the hoping that everything really was good with AD. While breaking that scoring record was big and absolutely monumental, at the end of the day, we know that there are more important things in life than a scoring record. With that in mind, it was definitely nice to see him smiling at the ceremony the next day, and hearing that he was just more upset with losing and that his body language really had nothing to do with LeBron. But yeah, Anthony Davis wouldn't be the only one who was not feeling all of the vibes from that night. According to Woj, Ham had expressed frustration with how Westbrook lingered on the playing floor after getting subbed out of the game late in the second quarter. Voices would be raised in the locker room, but discussions would turn back to trying to win the game versus the Thunder. Despite all of this, Ham did end up closing the game with Westbrook, and Ham would be rewarded with Westbrook looking like one of the only players on the court who wanted to play. Westbrook would finish this game with 14 fourth quarter points. It's safe to say that they had fixed their relationship towards the end of the night, but regardless of Westbrook's strong finish to this game, like with many other trades, you could see that the writing was on the wall and that his time in LA would be coming to an end. It's hard to watch this video and think that he didn't know that a trade was on the way. Guys, I love the Los Angeles Lakers. You couldn't write a better sitcom than what has transpired these past few seasons. If the NBA really is scripted, then they're over here giving writers for shows like The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and Breaking Bad a run for their money. I mean, come on, the writers of those shows are not giving us this.
We know in this room what we can be. And we just got to keep stacking, keep building, keep doing things the right way. Being together, being competitive, being aggressive. Let's keep this going.
Let's get greedy.
Let's get real greedy, man. Let's get real greedy.
Let's get greedy, man.
We got on three.
Man.
Keep having fun, bro.
Yes, sir.
You happy for the next man? Keep having fun, bro. Win, lose, or draw, have fun. Just keep having fun, bro. Come on, man.
1, 2, 3.
February 8th, the fun would come to an end, with the Los Angeles Lakers making a 3-team trade where they would make out like absolute bandits. Check it out. In this trade, the Minnesota Timberwolves would get Mike Conley, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, and 3 second-round picks with some technicalities. The Utah Jazz would get Juan Toscano-Anderson, Damian Jones, Russell freaking Westbrook, and a 2027 first-round pick that is protected 1 through 4. According to Zach Lowe, if the pick does fall into the top 4 and doesn't convey, then the pick converts to a 2027 second-round pick. Here's the fun part. The Lakers would get Malik Beasley, who's been sniping all season, enough so to where you forget that you ever had interest in Buddy Hield. They would get Jared Vanderbilt, who is a versatile impact player on the defensive side of the basketball, and a player that really any contender would love. And they would also get D'Angelo Russell, who is D'Angelo Russell. Lakers fans are all too familiar with this guy. The Lakers got all of this. They dumped Westbrook, and they might not even have to lose a first-round pick at the end of everything. If things go south by 2027, they could just tank and try their lottery luck with whatever top prospect is available, or any prospect that they really like in that top 4. Might I add, contrary to popular belief, the Lakers also have a first-round pick this year. If they finish this season better than the Pelicans, then they don't even have to swap their pick. As a Pelicans fan, that pains me to say because I feel like the Wembanyama dream is officially dead. I just know in a parallel universe somewhere, Pelinka had to see my recent content and was like, I have to prove this random guy who has been showing faith in me right, because this D'Angelo Russell trade would not be the final trade that he'd make prior to the trade deadline. While the D'Lo trade would still be the main course in all of this, the Lakers would follow up the D'Angelo Russell trade with a few moves. One of those moves being the Los Angeles Lakers trading Thomas Bryant, who has been fairly solid this year, for a pesky defender in Devon Reed and 3 second-round picks. This trade initially confused me, especially with how well Pelinka has been doing. All I could assume was that he had something bigger planned or that something was going on behind the scenes. Because again, Bryant at worst was good depth that could score around the basket while helping to space the floor, giving your playmakers and scorers like LeBron James more room to operate. Bryant was also a capable starter that was averaging 12.1 points, 6.8 rebounds, and a little under a block per game, and only 21.4 minutes per game. He was also very efficient, shooting 65.4% from the field, which wow, and 44% from 3. The old me would pull up the per 36 to really drive the point home, but I'm not going to do that because I've learned better and we've seen exactly how good he can be when he's having a good night, defense or not. Again, guys, this trade blew my mind until I saw this report from Ramona Shelburne that Thomas Bryant grew unhappy with his diminished role since Anthony Davis returned and wanted to be in a better situation. Also, apparently the Lakers would have struggled to re-sign him this summer, seeing as at this moment he was only playing for $2.1 million. Pelinka knew all of this information and addressed the situation with a plan like a good GM would. It's tough to be too disappointed at the Lakers getting another premium buy low player who is capable of replacing what they lost in Bryant in different ways. Shortly after the TB trade, it would be announced that the Lakers would also be trading Patrick Beverley to the Orlando Magic for Mo Bamba. Guys, take a look at this picture right here. You can't tell me that Mo Bamba was not happy to be joining the Lakers. Look, yes, Mo Bamba is only averaging 7.3 points and 4.6 rebounds a game, but don't let the numbers fool you. Bamba is capable of being a big-time shot blocker with his 7'10" wingspan, which is currently the longest in the NBA. He's also capable of shooting the ball from deep, shooting 39.8% this season while taking nearly 3 a game. So far, the idea of Mo Bamba has been better than the player, but the potential and the talent is there. For every team that was missing out on Miles Turner, I was recommending them Mo Bamba because he's cheaper and does have some of the same qualities. Now, unfortunately, the Lakers may have lost some toughness with Patrick Beverley packing his bags for Orlando, but if you ask me, they're getting that toughness back with Mo Bamba if he's half as savage as his beef with Austin Rivers was. This guy actually posted the mess around and find out meme to his IG after their altercation. And then Rivers would post this, "Buddy, I went at you 1-on-5 with no backup. You needed your teammates. Otherwise, you would have been screwed. Talking about find out. We only know you from an old rap song, not hoops. Be quiet. And Orlando is my city. Ask around and actually find out they don't mess with you there." I know what you guys are thinking, and I was pretty surprised with this beef too, but shout out to the mixtape legend, man. And also the guy with the super catchy song. Guys, when I told you that Pelinka had more questions at the start of the season than he had answers, I really meant that. This is one of those situations where I really could not be happier to have been wrong. Because as of right now, I'm still in shock if you guys couldn't tell. What he's doing right now, he's doing with his back against the wall, and well, come to find out, the roster is actually pretty freaking solid. The Lakers have addressed defense, they've addressed shooting, they've addressed length, and they've also addressed playmaking. Guys, I'm still not sure if it was Rob Pelinka who pulled all of these moves off, or if it was one of those magicians from the Now You See Me movie. You know what? I'm going to stop doing that. I'm just in disbelief that Pelinka actually turned what he did into Mo Bamba, Devon Reed, D'Angelo Russell, Malik Beasley, Jared Vanderbilt, and Rui Hachimura. This team is also now considerably younger than it was. Pelinka has really taken all of the pressure off of his shoulders and placed that pressure onto the shoulders of Darvin Ham, who, to be honest with you guys, hasn't exactly been doing a great job coaching as of late. It really couldn't have been easy for Pelinka to see Bron go to the media and say things like, "I'm a winner and I want to win. And I want to give myself a chance to win and compete for championships." That's always been my passion. Playing basketball at this level just to be playing basketball is not in my DNA. It's not in my DNA anymore. After Bron's record-breaking performance, he would also say that, "I feel like that's what I can still do for any group of guys, for any franchise. I can go out there and still help win multiple championships or win a championship." In the comments below, I want to know if you guys think that these recent moves that Pelinka has made puts them in a position to at least have the opportunity to contend. Speaking of contending, I know you guys saw what the Phoenix Suns just pulled off. We're going to have content on that coming out very soon. Just be sure to subscribe and turn those notifications on. Also, guys, in the comments below, let me know if the D'Angelo Russell trade was better than any Kyrie Irving trade that could have been made, period. Mind you guys that D'Lo's $32 million contract is expiring this year. Say D'Lo comes in and stinks it up so bad that you start to somehow miss Russell Westbrook. You can simply find yourself another point guard this offseason or in the future. And I don't know, maybe you find yourself a point guard like Kyrie Irving. But of course, that's even if you wanted to go that route, seeing as D'Angelo Russell has completely been balling as of late, rebounding from a poor playoffs last year and a poor start to this season. As of right now, D'Angelo Russell is averaging 17.9 points, 3.1 rebounds, and 6.2 assists, shooting a career high 46.5% from the field and 39.1% from deep. Since December 1st, his numbers are more impressive than that and downright silly from an efficiency standpoint. Since December 1st, he's averaging 20.3 points, 5.8 assists, and 2.8 rebounds, shooting 48.9% from the field and 42.9% from deep. I know that Drake that Bron was playing because of that Kyrie trade going through has probably turned into like 21 Savage or something. Regardless of what gets said to the media though, I think it's safe to say that Bryce James doesn't really feel the same way as Bron does about this whole debacle. Bryce, who is Bron's son, posted this to his IG story saying, "L," responding to the Russell Westbrook trade. Apparently Bryce is a very big Westbrook fan. In 2016, an article dropped that said that he chose his numbers in honor of not only Steph, but also Russell Westbrook, who was really devastating opposing point guards in OKC back then, averaging a 31.6 point triple-double from the point guard position. I know that I'm in the minority, but I really hope that people don't forget how exciting Westbrook was at his peak. To get back to D'Lo, this is one of those moves that even if it doesn't work out and D'Lo ends up wanting too much at the end of the season, the risk reward is there, and D'Lo is well worth the rental here. Los Angeles has a reputation to uphold, and so does Pelinka. You don't want to be known as the guy that wasted the tail end of Bron's career. The last thing I want to see is the end of another great career not going as well as it can from a team standpoint. Now, Timberwolves fans, I want to know exactly how much you guys have been enjoying the Tim Connolly experience. If you guys have been following my channel for a while, you know that personally, I love Nickeil Alexander-Walker. But with that being said, I don't love the return that you guys got in this trade, though I do see the vision. Mike Conley is 35 and basically on this team because he's functioned well with Gobert in the past, and also because the Timberwolves are far apart on extension talks with D'Lo. As for the second round picks that you guys got, maybe Tim finds another Jokic, I don't know. I'm trying to be optimistic here. To be serious, Conley is a very valuable vet and poised point guard. I'm rooting for you guys, Timberwolves fans. Now, when it comes to Utah, we all know what this team wants to do, and that's acquire as many picks as possible. They're over here competing with OKC for who can grab the most picks. Just like OKC, Utah is competitive and they have some good players on their roster. You know, I'm kind of shocked that Tim would deal with Danny again after the Gobert trade, but that's just me. Guys, in the comments below, let me know what team you'd potentially want to see Westbrook on. I know that it's become trendy to hate on him, but shout out to him for being able to endure everything that he has in Los Angeles, because we all know that type of pressure can break a lot of people. Personally, when it's all said and done, I just hope that he finds himself in a situation that makes sense for him. The Lakers really turned a retirement home into a home of hoopers, and you love to see that. Guys, let me know what you think of everything down in the comments below. Clicking the video on the screen right now is a great way to support my channel. I'm GetLikeCoop, bringing you guys the scoop until our next upload.